changed. The first past the post, She's Perfect, was demoted to second. Let's have a look at it.
This is in real time
yeah.
as it unfolded. Now, I'm just going to... The horse that was eventually given the race is Zarigana, and this is the filly that ends up finishing second. So just to mark them out so you can pick them out from when they go. And just watching this, I have to admit, I was working down at Plumpton yesterday, and I watched this and I thought, ooh. When I watched the incident that you're just about to see unfold now, where you can see the Aga Khan's filly on the outside just gets put off her stride for a fraction. She's a fast finisher. She gets beaten at nose. And I thought, ooh, the head-on's going to be really interesting. And I wonder what that's going to show us. And when you see the head-on, obviously this is She's Perfect. This is Zarigana. You can see her hidden in behind. Now, keep an eye on exactly here for Ryan Moore, because she has a huge part to play. And as you watch here, just watch Mikel Barcelona pull out on the white outside in the green colours, and watch Kieran Schumacher's filly just drifting right as we're looking at it, but left in reality. And you think, well, actually, she carries exactly into the path of Zarigana, and that's the end of the race. And
for anyone that follows French racing, you know the rules. They are very strict, very tight, and you'd have watched that and thought, she's probably going to lose it.
Especially as you had an objection by the rider, Mikel Barcelona, of Zarigana as well. That almost adds fuel to the fire.
Who, incidentally, threw his whip away through nobody else's intervention. His whip went, and he then used his hand for encouragement. But that's a different story altogether. You'll see it in a moment. He pulls his stick through from his right to his left. He gives Zarigana a couple of flicks behind the saddle and then drops it.
Yeah, and then he resorts to using his stick. And we've been hearing on the news wires at the moment. You're about to see Mikel Barcelona pull it into his left hand, one smack, two smacks,
then watch
gone.
It go.
Whip disappears. Now he uses his hand. You can see that action, slapping it on the right hand. He actually slapped it 12 times. I think quite a lot of people are aggrieved by that. If you hit a horse more than 9 times in France, you're going to be chucked out and you will be disqualified.
And 4 is the maximum for, before you get a ban in force. So he's used his hand in that way. But actually, when we look at it from a different angle, and you've pointed this out to me, that isn't the biggest problem, I don't think.
No, it isn't. So we're just going to let this play, and you'll see there is a little bit of blur. And when it actually stops the blur, you'll see as the race clears up. Now, I'm just going to point these fillies out for you, because you're coming from a different angle. This is She's Perfect. This is Zarigana. And this is exactly in here. Now, I want you to watch and track the route that they take, because you'll see here when I put it in that they're about to start sliding over this way a little bit. You can see Kieran Schumacher's filly is just about to tack over. Now, when I stop it here, you'll see they're actually starting to get quite close. Kieran Schumacher, he uses his stick in his left hand. Now, you'll see as the blur clears, Kieran Schumacher actually drops his reins, picks them up. Now, just watch the distance between these horses. Here, I want you to keep an eye on the gap between this and the gap between these two fillies. That is what we need to concentrate on. So when you watch them go, keep an eye on who bumps who. So you can see She's Perfect. She's just drifting a little bit to the left. But look where Ryan Moore's filly has gone. She has actually gone into this French filly. So when I bring that back, I want you to look and see Ryan Moore has his stick. I'm just going to show you. Ryan Moore has his stick in his right hand. Now, he's about to use it, and I want you to see where his filly ends up going. She actually bumps into Zarigana.
And at this point, She's Perfect
is in front of them.
Yes.
So watch what Ryan Moore's filly does. She actually bumps Zarigana and sends her flying.
And the gap gets wider between She's Perfect and the other two fillies at that point.
Absolutely. So look, I just want to show you that again, because I think it's really important that you see what I saw when I looked at this, because I thought originally that the right result was that she should lose the race, She's Perfect. But when I watched this, I just wasn't so sure, because I thought, well, actually, Kieran Schumacher used his stick in his left hand, and he's actually then, you can see as the shot changes now, I really want you to concentrate on the two fillies in behind. This filly here and the filly alongside her as they change, because you'll see that Ryan Moore, when he picks his stick up in his right hand, he actually makes his filly dive into Zarigana.
And
so as the shot changes.
Nothing to do with She's Perfect
No,
at this point.
She's Perfect is in front. She's almost steering it past. So watch Ryan Moore. He pulls his stick now into his right hand. There it goes. Now watch. He gives her a smack and watch the way she goes into Zarigana and sends her across the track. But look where She's Perfect is. She's nowhere near them. So I think it's actually exactly who has bumped the other filly and actually then sent her across.
And if you watch the head-on again, Mick, I'm not sure that it's as apparent from this angle as it is from that reverse angle.
No, it isn't. And, you know, again, just pointing out the fillies for you, at this stage, you should know them on the far right of shot. And so, Mikel Barcelona, I'm just going to stop it here because what I want you to look at is Mikel Barcelona. Keep an eye on what his right hand does when he actually drops his stick. So,
and you can see the big gap, can't you, there? But it's more apparent from the reverse angle. There's the whip going.
And there goes Mikel Barcelona. Slap, 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 slap. 12 times.
No time to respond in that instance either, if that's what he's using that for. So a couple of pertinent points there that we hear the plan is to appeal.
Yeah.
That they would maybe, that in itself with the hand down the neck, thanks Mick, and the other one from that reverse angle when as soon as Ryan uses his whip in the right hand, his filly shifts. His
filly just leant into Zarigana and she was the one that unbalanced her. You heard Mikel Barcelona saying afterwards that he felt that when his filly lost her action, it stopped her momentum. Well, it actually wasn't She's Perfect that did that. It was exactly who did it.
Charlie Fellows, if you want to have a little look at that again and maybe save that for posterity, I think it really explains the situation there. But anyway, that's it as it stands. Zarigana was awarded the race ahead of She's Perfect. This is not the last we will hear of that, and huge disappointment for the syndicate as well involved in She's Perfect, and of course Charlie Fellows, who thought he'd sent out his first Group 1 winner. So yeah, sad times. That joy was short-lived for the Basher Watts Racing 2 syndicate, but we'll watch this space with interest.